Welcome to QOTD, the game show that lets you be on the air, and you can join us on the air by recording your answers to our awesome daily questions. Hi, JJ. Hi, Reed. Hi, Trish.
Hi, Keith. Today we are featuring QOTD question number 4. Is it actually possible for you to be friends with your ex? Okay, so it's definitely more comforting to hold on to a connection with your ex, but sometimes it can be a dangerously easy way to fall into a pattern of this frustrating on again, off again situation that can just compound the hurt. It's super easy to blur the line between romantic and platonic when you're trying to foster a friendship with somebody that you were once intimate with, right? Or wrong. Can you and your ex ever really just be friends? Well, let's start breaking hearts with our first fan answer. It's my favorite. I'd like to introduce you to Lauren.
I think so, but I also have never had like an actual breakup. I've been with my boyfriend for like a really long time. But if we were to break up, I would think we'd be friends. I'd hope so, because you care about that person and obviously you liked them enough to like spend the time you did with them.
So Lauren has no experience, admittedly, in this area. Answer's not right, answer's not wrong, but what she does lay out for us is sort of the ideal. Think about this going forward. I'd like to think we can still be friends. I'd like to think that we respect each other enough to want to try and be friends.
I don't know if being friends with an ex is what I'd call ideal, but I think it's definitely the best that you can get if you choose to have that person in your life. I mean, you don't want them to be your enemy, obviously.
I think that it would be awesome to be able to sort of go back to where you were before. You probably have some basis. You were friends. It'd be really great if you could do it. But I could never do that because I lack the maturity entirely, and maybe now, but certainly not back during my dating years. And I'm going to say that I think it is a peculiarity of the male species, because I think that women just mature faster and they value relationships and they are compassionate and understand it. Guys, they are simply trying to move on to the next conquest and they can't help themselves. It's like when your puppy starts chasing, bunnies or something like that. They can't help it.
Chasing tail.
And I'm not saying it's good. Thank you. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that we're wired in a particular way and it's hard to overcome it.
Yeah, no, as a man in his early 20s who is around a lot of men in their early 20s, can say that it is, men, you need to step up. Come on, get it together.
Well, JJ, whose fan answer did you choose?
There's this thing online about people with J names being interesting people to date, whether good or bad. So in honor of that little fact and the fact that mine has 2 J's, here is Julia's answer.
Absolutely not. We broke up because it was long distance and he said he wanted to date other girls near him, but he didn't want to break up with me in case he liked me better. Absolutely not. I ended it there. He started a long argument with me just because he was mad.
Oh, the drama is palpable. I will say I love the drama, but that is just such a mean thing to do. Like, it's just such a game, I want to keep you around just in case I like you, but also I want to play the field. It's so like, it feels like a trap. That's just,
Bye, boy, bye. This guy doesn't even seem worthy of being friends with at all. He just doesn't seem like a good person.
Some men will just never shock me with the sheer audacity that they have. I mean, it's one thing to even think those thoughts, but to say it out loud and then to get mad when she's upset with it, like, come on. Julia, you are better off. I don't even think you should have dated that person in the first place. I'll go so far as to say it. That's great. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too? No way.
So I feel like I'm always playing devil's advocate, but allow me to defend Julia's ex, which is like, it's totally rational, right? He just wants to have his cake and eat it too, as you're saying. He wants to, to just have everything. But nobody says that, right? They just kind of act that way. People just sort of act like jerks without explaining it. But he just came out and said it. I'm going to be a jerk. And here's how I'm going to be a jerk. And here's why I'm going to be a jerk. So, I think that deserves a little bit of respect.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Good job, jerk. Okay.
yeah, I'd be done with them. I'm totally done with them. My favorite answer comes from Greg, and Greg is sort of making the case for a new category of answer called sex ruins everything.
So this is kind of interesting and funny to me. My last girlfriend broke up with me 2 years ago, and she had said she fully believed that we could still be friends. And I agreed because we'd been friends for years before we even started dating. What happened after that, though, is I've never heard from her again. Not once.
Greg is so matter of fact about it, but I'm sure that stung, and here's something else. Allow me to assert that had they never slept together, had they never like become boyfriend and girlfriend, but had just remained friends, they'd still be friends today. It's really hard to go through that process where you share intimacy and you kind of, are revealing so much of yourself to this partner. And then when it breaks up, it's almost impossible to go back to where you were before. When you find that person that you can like be in a romantic relationship with and stay friends, marry that person, because that's the person that you need to be with for the rest of your life. But doesn't happen every time. It's really, really hard. So Greg, I feel for you. Just, get back out there. You're going to find that right person.
Exactly. Yeah. No, don't give up hope. It also is rough, I will say, when it's not just like they make the offer to be friends and then they sort of use that to let you down easy, but then they don't have the intention of following through. It's rough.
She never meant it. Never. She knew.
The cynic. I think maybe she did mean it. And then maybe she just had that epiphany that we all have where it's like, okay, you just can't go back in time. Too much has changed. The dynamic of the relationship is totally different now. It just happens.
Yeah, feelings tend to linger. So maybe in the moment she thought, oh, we can keep having a connection. But I think regardless, it sounds like you dodged a bullet, Greg. So you're better off. I have an answer that I would like to share from Allison.
I think that you can definitely be friends with your ex, but it really depends on the situation. For me personally, I'm friends with one of my exes because we ended mutually. Like, it was a good relationship and it was a good breakup. But if it's a bad breakup or relationship, I don't think you can.
That'd be kind of crazy. Like, I never want to talk to you again, but do you want to get coffee tomorrow? As friends, of course. I think that tends to be the general consensus, and you don't know the ins and outs of every relationship, but sometimes you might go through a serious relationship and then realize, hey, we probably should have just always been friends. Like, we work better platonically, we vibe as people, but I think there's life partners for us out there that are just not where we are now. So it's very mature. Commend you, Allison.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck pulling that off, Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely possible. I will say one thing that helps in these situations is if they're friends before they start dating, because I feel like then you already have sort of a friend foundation. And so it's easier to kind of get back to that area if you've already been doing the friend thing, getting to know each other better. So it's definitely possible.
Quick raise of hands here. Who has ever pulled that off where you've been friendly with somebody, dated, and then actually gone back and been close friends like you were before? Not me. You guys? This would be a good poll question.
Yeah.
But I can't be done.
Well, I think we have pretty much established throughout this that it is very hard, if not impossible, to be friends with your ex. So I'm just thinking, like, what else can happen? Is there a way to like avoid the dramatics of becoming like dating your friend, or like just the ins and outs of relationships is so interesting to me. And I think we need to introduce, Reed, you told us about this earlier, the nature of the situationship.
It's where you want all the perks that come with dating somebody, but you don't want to commit to them, or you don't want to say, oh, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend. So it's a situationship. And it has all the anxiety that comes from a courtship and none of the peace and stability that comes from dating someone. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Is it the same thing as friends with benefits?
Yes, but I think they don't want to call it that because, like, that'll make it seem like, oh, it's just about sex. But it's like, yeah.
Of course.
But when you're in a situationship, are you exclusive
No.
person? No. Oh, so it is. It's really friends with
It's
benefits.
like, yes, exactly. It's like, okay, well, clearly, if you don't want to be with one person, you're not ready for a relationship, and that's fine. But then, yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with like, oh, we're friends with benefits.
Yeah,
And maybe it feels a little sleazy, but that's what you get.
But I mean, let's at least give a nod to the value of the booty call. I mean,
Here it goes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Be who you are.
yeah, it's okay to have that relationship, but let's not pretend.
Absolutely.
But so even before my time, I don't want you guys to think I'm that old, but like way back in the day, people would date lots of people at the same time. And then at a certain point in time, they would say, you know what, we should be exclusive. And you might be dating somebody for a while before you decide to become exclusive. And then whatever you do, you give them a ring and they put it on a chain or something like that in the 50s. But that was because you were signaling your intention to ultimately marry that person. It's not a conversation that we're going to have right now. That's not an intent that we're going to express with our relationship. We just get married later in life. Things are different. But what you're describing as being like, hey, you can date multiple people, it is just, that was normal behavior a while ago. I was about to say 70 years ago, but that was normal behavior like a while ago. And I think that was okay. But they also didn't get the booty call.
Yeah. No, I think the big takeaway for this is lean into the sleaze. You have to communicate your intentions. Don't try to like mask it behind anything. And the most annoying thing in these situations is like trying to play mind games to get what you want. And I also think just what we've been talking about throughout this entire thing, the friends with your ex question, it all comes back to if a person isn't right for you, just gotta let them go. Move on, face the hard truth. Yes, just face the hard truth. Just do it. Because ultimately you're going to be happier. The other person's going to be happier and you're going to avoid a bunch of drama. So.
Well said.
Yeah, the cold break is apparently the respectful thing to do, according to the very interesting JJ.
Yes, and stay away from J names.
Well, you can trust me as a J name when I say that if you want to join us on the air, you can record your answer to today's question or any of this week's other questions using the links in the description. And make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube to get notified about new daily questions every day.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And a very special thank you to our subscribers and to all of you who have watched, voted, and recorded so far this week. Remember, the top voted answers make it on the air for our Thursday Big Show. So make sure that you record and vote at beontheair.com for your chance to join us. And while you're there, you can play our awesome Guessing Big game.
And if you enjoyed yourself here on QOTD listening to awesome questions and amazing fan answers, why don't you send us a little bit of love? You can do that by commenting, by liking us, or even by clicking the thank you button. If you do click thank you, we will give you a shout out on the air. Thank you very much in advance.
Well, from your friends and lovers here at QOTD and Be on the Air, we can't wait to see you on TV.
Bye.
Bye.
Not that I want to see any of my ex-girlfriends on TV.
There's only one
I
person.
do.